All right, listen, I'm going to be straight. You should not play this deck. It's absolutely terrible. Maybe one of the worst decks we've made. So unless you just really want to try to fix it or pull off the dream, go right ahead. But otherwise, avoid this one. Now, that said, I do think this video is worth watching. There's still some stuff to learn about building combo decks, playing combo decks, and it's still pretty fun too.
Hey, buddy, watch this.
That's right. This is the Murloc Priest combo deck with Mass Resurrection and Xeric's Cloning Gallery. The idea behind this deck is basically you play Murlocs and you shuffle them back into your decks utilizing Spirit of the Dead. And then you can do a couple things. You can either pull a bunch of Murlocs into your hand via Blansamdi and play a bunch of cheap 1-mana Murlocs for lots of burst damage via Bluegill Warrior and the buffs from Murloc Warleader, or you can just go for Xeric's Cloning Gallery and just pull all of them out of your deck immediately because you've shuffled in a bunch of Murlocs. There's also some Mass Resurrection stuff going on as well, so you can just resummon a handful of Murlocs too, depending on what you need. Beyond that, there's just kind of a control combo priest package happening. Now, that said, I have prepared a couple of games to see this deck in action. You'll have to watch to see if we're able to win a game. I'm not going to spoil that for you, but a couple things. This footage is a little bit old. We played this one a while ago, so you might see some cards that are like pre-buff or pre-nerf. Don't be alarmed. It didn't really change the texture of this deck or the learning experience at all, so I thought it would be fine to run with it. We've just been looking for a slot in the schedule on this one, so we're finally getting around to the Murloc combo Priest. Now, that said, we're also going to jump into the deck building process for this just to see exactly how we formulated this list, because it was a pretty crazy trip, and it took a lot to figure out exactly what we needed out of it, and still didn't really solve it, but I think it'll be a good learning experience nonetheless. So let's jump into the deck building before we jump into the gameplay starting now. All right, Murloc combo Priest. So doing this in standard is going to be ridiculous, but we've tried it before. I do think it's possible. We have Murloc Warleader, right? And we have Bluegill Warrior. Which means... Where is Bluegill Warrior? He's in the B's. Bluegill Warrior, where are you? There you are. You can create a charging... So you guys are listing decks, by the way. I'm gonna have to save your decks for later. I'm gonna have to do this now. I'm sorry. So Murloc Warleader and Bluegill Warrior, right? If you summon multiple copies of these, right? Like a Bluegill Warrior can go up to like, if you have 2 Warleaders, it goes up to 8 damage, right? Because it gains 6, or no, it gains 4. Excuse me, it goes up to 6 damage. And you have a couple Bluegills, that's like 12 damage. And theoretically, if you have enough resurrection effects via cards like Mass Resurrection, then you can somehow magically summon, enough Murlocs to kill your opponent. No, like I said, in theory, I think the reality is going to be a lot harder. And I don't know how to get there in standard format. Like, there are things like Vargoth that can potentially get us there, but I don't really... Because, like, if you Vargoth Mass Resurrection, right? Like, that, even that is 6 minions. You have a chance to not get enough to, like, kill your opponent, right? There's a pretty decent chance you're not going to get there. So how do we find extra damage in this combo? There is Vivid Nightmare as well, which can be some extra damage. But then it's like Mass Resurrection's 9 mana. You don't have the mana to play Vivid Nightmare. Now, in the past, we had done this in wild format with the Spellstone. And you could play a Vivid Nightmare on a Bluegill Warrior to get additional damage. So in wild format, it's not hard. Well, it still sucks, but it's not hard to get there. I don't know how you get enough damage out right now in standard format. What about the legendary spell? Well, that's a neat idea, actually. Oh, you know what? There might be a different way here. You could use Blansamdi, Spirit of the Dead, to shuffle in a bunch of Bluegill Warriors and Murloc Warleaders. You could shuffle in a bunch of these and then Xeric's them to summon like 3 Warleaders and 3 Bluegills, right? Or whatever, 4 and 3. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Now, now you've got my attention, sir. Now you've got my attention, sir. Spirit of the Dead, Zarek's Cloning Gallery is a neat idea. We can just keep putting in Murlocs into our deck. I think you still want Mass Res, right? Princess Talanji for the immediate summon? That's intriguing too. But she takes up a board position, right? Like, she's only going to summon 6 minions. So if she summoned like 3 War Leaders and 3 Bluegills, right? That'd be 24 damage burst. She summoned 2 War Leaders and 4 Bluegills. That would be each one would have 6, and that'd be 20. That'd be 24 damage burst. It's the same. Okay. I mean, we could add this for like redundancy in case we draw through and the Xerix doesn't hit. You could also just go Bwansandi as well to draw all of the shuffled Murlocs into your hand and then summon them with Talanji. You'll never be holding that many Murlocs. Well, theoretically we could if we shuffled a bunch in, right, from Spirit of the Dead. You could shuffle in like mass res and shuffle in like 47 million, right? So I guess you don't even need Talanji if they are all 1 mana. You could just play 7 1-mana Murlocs. They all have, you could just play 3 War Leaders and 4 Bluegills or whatever. Oh boy, I don't know about this. I don't like the Talanji because you could just play these if you're going to go that route anyway, right? Like, what's the point? You don't need Princess because you just play them. They're all 1 mana anyway. So you have mana to play them. How many legendaries do you need for a mid-range shaman to work? Hagatha and Shudder or some more? I don't know off the top of my head, but probably a handful more than that. I mean, I suspect there are other things going into that. But, I mean, that's a good start. I mean, a lot of decks could get fueled by those 2 cards alone. If this seems even remotely viable, I'll consider crafting it. Remotely viable. I don't think it does. For the record, I'm not sure it does. Okay. What do we want to do here, team? Like, we obviously need a control deck to, like, play out the rest of this game. And we can't have a lot of other minions because we don't want them getting in the mass res pool. So we need just, like, removal and survivability cards, right? And and card draw, too. We need a lot of card draw. There's, like, no way this is gonna work. There is 0 chance. I don't hate the idea of like Seance and even like Sleeping Soul and stuff, or Unsleeping Soul or whatever it is. Because those do give me extra Murlocs to like kill with Spirit of the Dead on board. There's 0 chance this is gonna work. There is 0 chance this is working. How on earth do I even like stay alive long enough to make this work? There is no freaking way. Maybe a surrender to madness? Why would we want to surrender to madness? You're saying like so that when we get the 1 mana Murlocs back, that they'll be buffed in hand? So that when we play out Bluegills, they'll be bigger? Why not use Alex to increase the amount of shuffled 1/1s? Well, there's two lines of thought here, right? We still have the Xerix, so in some ways we only want Murlocs to be dead to get shuffled if we're gonna play Xerix. Now, if we're gonna go for the building up the Murlocs in hand approach, in that case we could use like an augmented Alex because we don't have to play it, you know. I think we want to kind of have both options. How to draw towards the combo. Yeah, I don't think we have enough card draw either. What do? Do we have to go like a... Maybe we have to start with like a Nomi kind of card draw core list. But I can't have Northshire Clerics either. You're right that we have no card draw. We have to have some card draw. Could you play some Silent Zoo, pretty please? No, we're doing this right now. I mean, I've played a lot of Silent Zoo in the past. But we're rocking this new idea at the moment. I mean, Bwansamdi does do it. Auctioneer, I don't know if we have enough cheap cards. You know, we don't really have the full kind of Nomi package, but maybe we could try to build towards that more. Like, kind of get the Nomi package and an Auctioneer to draw. Because there are quite a few zero cost cards. But, like, the problem is Circular Healing is just not very good when you're not running Northshire Clerics and Pyros and stuff. You remove something? Yeah, I removed a few things there. I'm just trying to get a package of Auctioneer to go. Power Replicate adds a 5/5 or 7/5, 9/5 charging Murloc. Yeah, but so does Vivid Nightmare, way cheaper, right? I think. I mean, it adds as much damage, much more cheaper. But the problem is, after Mass Res and Xerix, we don't really have the mana for that anymore. I do not think this is going to work at all. There is like 0 chance this works. I'm just trying to add some cheap spells for the Auctioneer package. But then, like, Auctioneers are going to be in my pool, too, and I just don't know if I can do that. I thought Vivid Nightmare was from Kobolds and Catacombs. No, you're thinking of the other one, right? The Twilight, whatever. The one that summons you Death Rattle minions is the one you're thinking of, because I get them confused, too. They look exactly the same. They look exactly... Their art and their cost and their effects are all very similar. That one summons 2 Death Rattles with 1/1s. Mind Vision? I mean, it's a cheap spell for Auctioneer, I guess. I almost rather think I'd have a Silence just to get through a taunt, maybe. This is the worst idea we've ever had. Let's just play it and see what happens. Like, we're not even close. We're 15 cards. What just happened? Whoa. We're 15 cards away from this, at least. We're not even in the right realm. Do you think we've won a game with Derek's Cloning Gallery Murloc Priest, sir? Sir?
Your soul shall be mine.
Let's get real, sir. We've won 0 games. And you should be proud it's that many. Like, come on. 0 games. I felt like we were lining up okay that game. Just ran out of time. Is this Zoo? I hope this is some weird Betrug deck that gives me time. Be a handlock of some sort. Give me some windows here. Don't play a 1-drop. Don't play a 1-drop. Don't play a 1-drop. Ooh, interesting. Okay.
The light shall burn you.
Regis politely, passively, aggressively raging on somebody. No, I thought it'd be fun. No win so far. But, if we can get 1 win out of 10, I'm going to feel like we've succeeded somehow. Like we've done it. We've achieved the impossible. Alright, hands coming together. This guy's getting strong. I don't have a Topsy-Turvy, though, so what's the point? I mean, honestly, though, both the games that we've played, we survived way longer than I expected, and we made way better of a go of it than I expected as well. I don't have a way to kill a Mountain Giant, though, right now. So, I am kind of screwed. How do I kill a Mountain Giant? I can negate it. Oh, I actually can kill a Mountain Giant. I take that back. I have Lazul's into Shadowbird Bane. That would be pretty sick. I am wrong. This is 6 mana. Okay. 6 mana. I'd have removed Smites for Topsy-Turvy. Yeah, we talked about Topsy-Turvy. I don't know if I'd remove the Smites, but I'd remove something. We've already decided Topsy-Turvy makes a lot of sense. I mean, maybe it's the Bwansamdi. In theory, the Bwansamdi is kind of cool, but that's like a super late game plan that may not always work. And in fact, so far has looked like it will never work. We can do these 2 together right now with the Spirit of the Dead, but there's just not a lot of upside there because I'm not killing anything. I think we'll just chill, play into a Mass Hysteria maybe. Play into a Mass Hysteria. Silence it? Silence what? Why would I silence anything right now? This isn't worth silencing. This is just... The silence is only worth 2 damage. I don't think that's a significant enough thing. Is this Mass Hysteria worthy? It's not likely to do a lot, but it could do a little. May do nothing almost. All taunts. I think we gotta try to chip through something here. I don't know. Doesn't seem awesome, but it seems so early. I wanted him to commit a Mountain Giant first. He might play Rafam next turn. I'm honestly just gonna wait again, guys. I need to play something to make sure my hand doesn't cramp here, but I'm getting close to Xerix, but obviously not the Xerix that I want. I need to get these in first. Oh, that's gonna make the Mass Hysteria worse. I have the Silence, I guess. Yeah, Silence Mass Hysteria is fine. Ooh, Vargoth is interesting. Any Vargoth options? Not really. Hysteria Vargoth is next turn. Yeah, let's just do it. I have no idea how this is going to pan out. I never know. Mass Hysteria is as good as a mystery to me. I never have any clue what's going on when I have Mass Hysteria stuff. If I Bluegill now, I don't get any Spirit of the Dead value out of it, but I only have one Spirit of the Dead at the moment, is the problem. So I could do like Spirit of the Dead and Xerix, which is probably going to feel way better. There's kind of a cool play with like, if you had Wild Pyros in this deck and you Xerix and you Spirit of the Deaded, you could pull a Wild Pyro and then like cast a 0-mana spell and then kill all of your minions with Spirit of the Dead on board as a 10-mana combo, and then add 7 minions to your deck that are 1-cost copies of everything in your deck. Has anybody ever done that with one zombie? Has anybody ever done that? So we can like go if we want right now with Xerix, right? But the problem is it's just like a Bluegill and a War Leader, and it doesn't do anything. Mass Res doesn't even have 3 minions that have died. It has 0 minions that have died. So that's not particularly compelling. We can go ahead and do these two together, I guess. We could even Shadowward Paint our own War Leader to guarantee that it works, as opposed to like a Hellfire. Sounds like too convoluted a combo. What about Master Dorian instead of one of the Auctioneers? Dorian. The problem is Dorian drawing stuff is hard. Like, I like the idea of getting the extra minions in the pool, but I wonder if there's anything with that idea for the. There might be something to that idea with the Wild Pyromancer. That's an interesting thought, I think. The Wild Pyromancer is kind of a cool thought. Like you know, why would you do it is the first question, right? It'd have to be for some sort of insane value, or just like one zombie shenanigans specifically, or some kind of combo where you need to guarantee that you can get like 1-cost Malagos and Vargoth in your deck. Is there any sort of Res Priest that's still possible with that sort of combo where you like shuffle in? Yeah, you could like, oh, Betrug is... No, Betrug's okay. It's not going to kill this. That's fine. That's what I need to happen. Yeah, there could be some weird combo where you have like Malagos, Velen, Wild Pyro, Spirit of the Dead, and... Oh, that's the best result for him, obviously. Dorian's really good because he's actually survived. Oh, really good with the 1-1 there. Super high roll for him. Okay. Oh, that's high roll too. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so here, for instance, is the Xerix. I think I'm just gonna die. This will resummon what? A Bluegill and a War Leader. And I'll shuffle them in. But I'm gonna die to the board, so that's not it. I think I'm probably dead to the board almost no matter what, right? Can always Lazul scheme that. I mean, theoretically, if I go for this, I do have, like, a play. But it ain't much of one, man. I don't think I can kill him from 30 either. If I go here, what do we get? 2 auctioneers. Couple bluegills and more leaders and stuff. I guess this is technically better. Because I can shuffle more in, but I lose the Xerix. I have the Bwonsamdi lethal setups later, I guess, but... yeah, 2 bluegills, okay. Actually not bad. That means I am staying alive here. Sort of need to kill the Betrug, of course, but... Oh, we got 2 of each. Oh, interesting. So Bwonsamdi's actually going to draw a ton of Murlocs right now. The question is, can I stay alive long enough for that to matter? Okay, this is intriguing. We're doing something. Yeah, I'll add in a Topsy-Turvy eventually. Yeah, we'll get there. Well, that sucks, because it's extra damage. I don't really care about the healing so much, I guess. So we're playing with Mass Hysteria for me here? I don't know, man. He's giving me Auctioneers too, which I don't actually want, because the Bwonsamdi is going to be hard to get my hand back. How do I... That's dead, that's fine. Oh, that's insane for him. That's insane for him. That is so good. Because now I can't trade into this stuff, right? I'm going to have to try to hit a Mass Hysteria somehow here, but I don't think there's enough. This goes back, so it is going to trade better. Oh, those died, so actually Mass Hysteria is still not that good. Can toss this out to make it a little better. Can pop the Divine Shield. I don't even know if this makes it better or worse. I can Mass Hysteria and then Vargoth Mass Hysteria. Is that the best play? Actually, probably. I think so, right? Yeah. Ian agrees. Ian agrees. Do I toss in the Auctioneer on the second one as well? Oh, that's the worst case scenario. Oh, I'm dead. That's the worst case scenario. I'm dead. That's not what I wanted. I'm just dead for sure now. I can't kill that, right? So, does that always happen? Is that how it always works? Should I have tossed the Auctioneer the first round?
Well played.
I don't know, man. That might have been guaranteed. I don't know ever how does Hysteria, does the Death Rattle in the middle, does the Death Rattle minion ever attack in a Mass Hysteria? Or to get attacked? Or is it just out of the conversation? As someone who never plays Priest. Is the Death Rattle minion ever involved in a Mass Hysteria trades? Like once, if it procs first and the Death Rattle pops out, is it ever involved? Or does it just always get sidelined? Does anyone know? If it always gets sidelined, then we made a mistake. We had to Auctioneer. Or there was maybe no outs, I don't know.
The light shall bring
It never gets involved, it's sidelined? If it's sidelined, we definitely made a mistake. That game was so close though, man. He did really hit the nuts with double plot twist Betrug. If he hadn't hit the nuts, I think we would have got there. Because we were going to Bwonsamdi into like 4 bluegills and like 2 war leaders or something insane. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was pretty ridiculous. Hysteria resolves before the Death Rattle procs. Got it, okay. So then we didn't have an out, I don't think. At least through Hysteria, and I don't think we did otherwise either. Okay, Zoo is going to be too fast for us, I'm afraid. It's going to be pretty much impossible. Mass Hysteria is not that good against Zoo. Okay. Shame I didn't have a Bluegill Warrior there. Would have been perfect. Spirit of the Dead Bluegill would have been ideal. He's going to go ahead and slam a carpet here. Nope, no carpet yet. Alright. Fine. Do I just play the Tempo Vargoth? I think so, right? Because it doesn't always die, and it's just a nice minion to trade in Zoo worlds. How on earth do you make this deck work, man? So is there anything you can do with that crazy idea I was talking about with Velen, Malygos, and Spirit of the Dead, and like Geppetto, or like just Bwonsamdi, where you just create a bunch of 1 mana, 1/1 Malygos Velens, and you Bwonsamdi them into your hand? It seems like it'd take forever, and you'd have to line up 47 cards, so I can't imagine it's good enough, but It's an intriguing idea, I think, at the very least. Voidwalker. Oh, nice moves, dude. Look at this guy. Look at this guy making moves. Messing up my plays, man. If I hero power, and then I Forbidden Words, and then I trade, the Forbidden Words will hit a 1/1, right? But it does still kind of mess me up. I guess I can go here as well, but that removes all my mana, so that doesn't really work. Oh no, that's gonna... I won't have any mana left over. What am I saying? It'll spend all my mana. So Vargoth will hit 0. Won't do anything. Well, I could reduce this to 0, and then it will Forbidden Words, right? But I'm totally out of cards. Like, well, I might also do this. We don't know. That may not work either. Okay. So let's just boil this down to the simplest possible way. What's this deck's combo? We don't really know, but some kind of Murloc stuff. So basically, kill your Murlocs, your war leaders, your warriors, with Spirit of the Dead on board, so that you have a lot of Murlocs in your deck. And you can resurrect some Murlocs to do that and get some kills. You can resurrect some Murlocs to kill more Murlocs. And then eventually, Xeric's Cloning Gallery or Bwan Samdi will give you scenarios where you can either draw a bunch of Murlocs and play them from hand for lethal, or Xerix will just summon a bunch of Murlocs for you. And that will hopefully win you the game, right? Who knows how this is going to go? Not well. We left the minion. We left the minion, sadly. But that's the idea. Now, does it work? Time will tell. Being in the game development industry, I can appreciate how much of a nightmare programming Hearthstone would have been. Yeah, I mean, there are a ridiculous number of permutations and variables and interactions. I think they probably made some mistakes early about how those are structured in some ways. Which, again, don't take that for granted because it's hard to get it right. That have had everlasting effects. Like, it seems like some things are more like hand... Instead of like having like a stack where all these priorities resolve, it seems like sometimes they do things by hand. Code some of these interactions by hand. Ooh, that's intriguing for me. Wish I could steal that somehow. Shadow Madness right now would be insane. Gadgetzan is not really that great at the moment, honestly. That's kind of cool, though. So, if he wants to play a spell here, he's suiciding his own board. Because he can't trade this in. He can just trade it as 1 health minions do, though. I don't think he has a lot of spells. I don't think that's a risk we have to think about. He did play an Ethereal Lackey and never played the spell, though, right? I think he still has the spell from the Ethereal Lackey, so maybe it mattered. Somehow it might have saved us. Who knows? Is he going to trade in? He is. He is trading in his 1 health dudes. So he is going to play the spell. It's Grim Rally. It's a Grim Rally. No, because he would have attacked first. I don't know what it is. Never mind. I lied. It's not a Grim Rally. So we learned last time we need to proc the Death Rattle first. Now we know. Now we know. Looks like the 1/1 survives. That's okay, I think. Mass Resurrection doesn't have any Murlocs. It has a Gadgets and Auctioneer, right? And that's it? Boy, that's not good. I really need more cards. Need to hit Gadgets and into Shadow Word Pain, into Power Word Shield, into... Do I play Mass Res next turn for an Auctioneer? I don't have a spell for it, it's the challenge. Oh, that's a good draw. Okay. Yeah, we gotta go. It's still not amazing, because it could very easily die here. Oh, Power Word Shield, so good. Oh, that's a game-saving draw right there. Wow, Holy Smite's fine too. I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, I wish I could play that other Power Word Shield, but this might actually still survive. Okay. So, no Murlocs drawn yet, sadly, which means if we get a Xeric's Cloning Gallery, they are all in the deck. So we don't even really have to draw them. I almost at this point would prefer to just draw Xeric's, and then I have 12 damage to face. right? Oh, this is dead. Sad. I thought it might live. That's okay. We can actually mass res the auctioneers now and play a powered shield too. That's a problem. That's a problem. Is he gonna go face? You never go face with an auctioneer on board, right? I can kill this with bluegills. So that is one thing to note. They have 5 attack each. That's actually 10 damage face. I lied. It's not 12. Not if I hit the bluegill, though. That's not good. So that's 6 damage with the dude. I could bluegill, Spirit of the Dead, trade it in, Bwansamdi, but that's too much mana, so that never does anything. Lazul's and War Leader. War Leader means I can kill the Sea Giant now. Okay, I want to trade this in first, but I also want to. I want to get a card off of this. Okay, hold up. We have plays now. We have plays now. Oh, interesting. I do not want to shuffle an auctioneer into my Xerix pool or my Bwansamdi pool, so I'm going to trade this off first. Then I'm going to play this. And I think I want more bluegills, right? And more war leaders. So I go like this. Okay, so now we have 3 bluegills in the deck. And potentially 2 war leaders if this dies. Which he may not kill it, actually. But he might, because it doesn't matter, I guess. If it's alive, it's the same difference. So Bwansamdi will draw me... Oh, boy. That's not good. He did kill it for me. So Bwansamdi is going to draw me a lot of stuff. But am I better off mass resing? The problem with mass res is I have 2 gadget Zans in there that are hard fails. I think I can do this first and put an extra one in, but I really need a war leader, so I can't really do that. I don't know how many of these I have. I might should have done this anyway just to get it. Oh my god, my Xerix right now is perfect. But I gotta live. I'm probably alive, because not many random legendaries kill me here. That's pretty slow from him. I hope I didn't dismiss lethal, by the way. I didn't really think about lethal possibilities, but I don't think so, because I kind of had to play the... Oh! Well, it's being a 1-1's not as bad, I guess. Although it can trade. It's... Magic Carpet Geppetto is pretty cool here. Go on face? Okay, so this is a very intriguing game. Very intriguing game. Remember Vargoth? I remember double mass res. Yeah, but it doesn't do enough. I'm trying to win with Murlocs. Like, it doesn't do enough. Like, the whole point of it... Oh, my God. Okay, so we just have lethal, right? Well, I don't actually know now that I say that. How many board spots do I have? Well, can probably always just get there, right? So Xerix is... Let's see, so there's 3 non-Murloc cards, so that's 6 Murlocs. So if I trade in here, I get 4 additional Murlocs. They pretty much always do 8 damage, right? Pretty much always do 8 damage. I don't really need... I can do this first just to see, though, right? We could just do this first to see. And I don't think it matters. Yeah, I can make board space here. That's lethal. Woo! We did it. We did it, team! And there you go. That was the Murloc combo priest. We won a game. That's all that matters, right? Just gotta win one. Clearly a deck that just doesn't have the upside necessary. It kind of plays like a bad Nomi Priest or bad versions of combo Priest in the past that used more effective closers like Mind Blast for consistent, reliable outcomes. This is way too inconsistent, way too difficult to pull off. Doesn't have enough ways to do like chip damage anyway, so a lot of challenges with this deck in this meta and probably in every meta. It's just not good. But you know what? You learn something when you play bad decks, so still pretty sweet to see this one in action. Plus, it's just the most ridiculous idea ever, which is incredibly fun. All that said, if you guys have any thoughts on this one, of course, feel free to share those in the comments below. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, game on.